I, the prosecuting attorney I am here to give evidence that John Brown Sr. is guilty of murder and treason. We're here to look at the facts, not the morality behind his actions, but what he did. And I have my assistant here and the three witnesses. And now I hand it over to Mr. Rasmussen. Judge.
Defense.
I'm here to give facts on why John Brown should not hang for murder or treason. And I want to say that he is a hero and that he did his things for the greater good. I'm going to talk about why he did his things and why he should not hang for murder or treason.
Following the opening statements, we will begin with evidence. Prosecution, you may begin.
Alright, so May 23rd, 1856, John Brown Sr. left the Osawatomie Company, which was also known as the Potawatomi Rifle Company. He left on a wagon with a team of horses and a pony with at least 8 other men. People still are questioning how many there were. The actual witnesses don't line up there. But we do know that when he left, he traveled and hid in 2 deep ravines and then waited unnoticed until the evening of May 24th. At dusk, he left and went to a house. He knocked on the door and ordered them to come out. There was no reply. So he gave up and moved on. Then he came to John Doyle, or James Doyle's house, and he ordered him and his 3 sons out, which they killed 2 of his sons and James. And I'll get into further details later, but like now getting later. So I request permission from Your Honor to call up my first witness, John Doyle Jr. Alright, my job is to present the details of this event at your house, and your job is to correct me if I'm wrong and to affirm whether I'm correct or incorrect. Understand?
Yes.
Today, October 1859, you were 19 years old. And you were 16 years old during May 1856, correct? On the night of May 24th, your family was sleeping, and your older brothers were awakened by people coming into your yard and knocking on the door. They woke you up, and you were all alarmed. You were frightened, correct? The men at the door called for your father, correct?
Correct.
And your father trusts the 3 oldest of you, William, 20, William, 22, Drury, 20, and you were 16. He brought the 3 of you with him, and John Brown Sr. made a mistake. He assumed that you were an official member. You had sworn into the Law and Order Party, correct?
Correct.
They asked you if you were a member. What was your answer?
No,
And why was that?
because I was 16 and the laws said I had to be 18 to be sworn in.
And so, they also asked about Mr. Wilkinson and your horses, correct?
Correct.
And you answered them saying that your dad was going to tell them where Mr. Wilkinson was. And then, while he was going to tell them, he was interrupted saying that by the Brown Company, and they said that you three brothers and him were prisoners, correct?
Correct.
And then, once they found out that you were not a member of the Law and Order Party, they released you. And is that the sole reason, the sole explanation, that you were released and the other three were killed?
Yes.
You went back to your house and you were ordered to do what?
I was ordered to go back and get the saddles and horses for John Brown and his men, and then ordered to go back to the house.
And what was your next order? Well, your next order was to stay in the house and not to come out again, or you would be a prisoner, correct?
Correct.
So you stayed until you knew that they left. You stayed till the next morning, and you went out and searched for William Drury and James.
I found my father James. He had a bullet hole in his head and a hole in his side. I found Drury with both his arms cut off, a hole in his breast, and a gash in his head. William I found with one arm chopped off, a gash in his head, and also a hole in his breast.
Do you have any explanation of why they were mutilated, killed like this, when John Brown said that they were prisoners?
Because they were sworn in to for the slaves, for the anti-slaves.
In your affidavit that you filed 3 years ago, you stated that you have talked with northeastern Kansans before, and these men talk just like them. John Brown, right here, was from northeastern Kansas, and that's how he talked. You also filed a description. What did the man look like, the commander?
He was narrow faced, sort of thin, tall, and that's pretty much what he looked like.
So, he was released. His father was taken out and hacked and, well, we will get later into eyewitness of the actual mutilation. But John Brown was the one that fired the shot to kill James B. Doyle. He killed him. And then, as he was still slightly, barely alive, his sons, fell on him and mutilated him. Drury tried to run, but two of the Brown sons caught him and killed him and mutilated him, while William escaped with Henry Thompson on his heels, and then Henry Thompson killed him. I have no further questions for this witness.
Defense, you may cross-examine.